Hello. So today we're going to talk about the chapter 9 of the Alberta driver's guidebook. Okay, so in this part, it's called Driving Within the Law. It mainly contains two parts, the driver's fitness and the driver's responsibility. Okay, the first part is driver's fitness, which means you should be in a good condition in order to be able to drive. The first part is the fitness. It's like you have a good condition that is not too tired or is not taking certain medications that can cause drowsy and dizziness. And the third part is for the drugs and alcohol. Okay, so you need to avoid this, and in order to keep a good condition to drive. The second part is the driving responsibility, and here it talks about the demerits points and its consequences. Okay, so the demerits points, and there are totally 15 points. It's for 2 years, and if you run out of 15 points, and your driver license will be suspended. This is for full driver license, and for the GDL driver's license. And once you run out of 8 points, then your license will be automatically suspended, and so you need to turn it over to a register office. Okay, so here and let's have a look at the breakdown for different points and the offenses. So the highest point is 7 point. That means if you escape from a collision scene, and then you got 7, your 7 points is gone. And then following by that, and there are 4 things that will take 3 points each. The first is you're driving carelessly, and the second is if you stop, if you failing to stop for a school bus, and the third one it is racing, and the last one is overspeed. I mean speeding by at least 51 kilometers per hour. So this is considered as criminal level driving, and followed by that, and there are 2 things that will both can take 5 points off. The first is failing to stop at the railway crossings. This is for the school bus or the commercial vehicles that's carrying dangerous and explosive or flammable articles. And this is the first one. The second one that can take 5 points off is if you fail to stop for a peace officer. Okay, so these are 5 points. And below in that, there are 4 points. So the first one is if you failed to yield to pedestrians. So this is severe, and it was 4 points. And also if you are following another vehicle too close, and this is 4 points. And if you speed by at least 31 to 50 kilometers per hour. So this is 4 points. Okay, so these are the major points from 7, 6, 5, 4. And after that, and we have 3 points. That is like you're crossing the yellow line or the center line of an unmarked road. And if you're at the wrong direction of the highway, if you are failing to report a collision, if you are failing to stop at a red sign or a stop sign or a red light, and if you're impeding a person, or if you do an improper passing, and if you are driving too slow, we call stunting. If for stunting, or if you speed by over 15, which means 16 to 13 kilometers per hour, and these are 3 points. And after that, and we got 2 points. 2 points, there are 5 things. So the first is you fail to obey the traffic control devices, which means the instructions by the traffic control devices, and this is 2 points. And if you're doing improper backing, and 2 points. If you do improper turns, including U-turn, so this is 2 points. and also if you violate the traffic lanes, and if you speeding over the maximum speed from 0 to 15 kilometers per hour. So these are 2 points. Okay, and there are special condition for the GD5 drivers, and there are 3 things. And the first one is curfew driving, which means if you drive at from midnight to 5 a.m. and you will have 2 points off. And then it's overloading. So if you carry more passengers than your seat belts, then it's 2 points off. And the last one is if you have your supervisor, but the supervisor is unqualified. It's not a full license owner. So this, you can also have your 2 points off. Okay, so these are the demerits points and its consequences. So as I mentioned before, if you are a fully licensed owner, and once you accumulate 15 points, and your license are automatically suspended. And for the GDL driver, and once you accumulate 8 points, and over 8 points, and your license will be automatically suspended. But for the full driver license, but from the 8 to 15 points, you will receive a warning letter. And for the GDL drivers, which is from 4 to 8, 7, from 4 to 7, and you will receive a warning letter. Okay, so for the first time, so once your points are run off and your license are suspended, for the first suspension, and it's automatically for 1 month, and then it's followed if you have a second within 1 year. If you have a second suspension, and that is 3 months, and if you have 3 or more, and that goes to 6 months. Okay, and then if you don't serve your suspensions, and your suspensions will keep suspended. But you may not appeal here. You may not appeal to the demerits points, but you can, if you believe and your demerits points are applied wrongly, and you can have appeal. You can appeal to the driver fitness and monitoring. You can write to them. Okay, so then the next part is the driving laws. The driving law, and there are certain codes that is in the Criminal Code of Canada, and I would encourage you to read on the guidebook. It's clearly there. The most important is the imperial driving, and which means it's caused by the blood or the alcohol, and a blood alcohol level which is over a legal limit. For the federal, it's 0.08, and then it's also the drugs. And if you go over the legal limit, so that's a criminal. Also, if you refuse to offer in the samples, or if you refuse to breathe, to have your alcohol tested, so this is also a criminal. And when you drive while your license are suspended, this is also a crime. Okay, so there are certain clauses for this, and there are a lot of content, and especially for our, also for Alberta, and we have an IRS, which means immediate road with sanctions, and which escalating the suspension time, the fines, the vehicle seizures, the mandatory education programs, and plus ignition interlock program. So this is all is aimed to deter the impaired driving, because that is a severe cause to the road deaths and injuries. Okay, for IRS, and we have different IRS, which is like a 24, IRS 24, and which means if an officer, peace officer, if they suspect, and you are doing impaired driving, and they can issue this IRS 24, which means a 24-hour suspension, and followed by that, and we have IRS 0 for novice, which means as a zero alcohol, zero drugs for the new drivers, and so if you have a offense there, and there will be a certain measurements. And then we have IRS 0 commercial and IRS warning, which means once the alcohol is tested over 50 milligrams, and then you will receive the IRS warning, and which begin with a 3. That's 333, okay, which means 300 that's dollars fine, and the other 3, and I need to go further for the details. Okay, then it comes last is IRS fail. So this is most severe one. So which means once the alcohol in a test is over 80 milligrams, and you will go over this IRS fail, and that has different conditions. So which means, and there you need to do a lot of things, and to have this suspension removed, and your vehicle will also be installed with an interlock, which will monitor your the behavior, like the air that's breathed out of your mouth. If it is over the alcohol level, and then you cannot start your car. So this is a good program that can still allows you to drive, but it's a restricted drive, and you can still do your own things, but at the same time you are monitored and restricted. So there are certain conditions for the first time, for the first offense, second offense, the third, and more, which means your vehicle lock have the lock for 1 year until the lock for a lifetime. Okay, so this is for the IRS, and I will encourage you and to read the details, because that's a lot of details in a book. So the last is a reinstatement of your driver's license, and basically these are all done by letters that's posted to your address. So you need to follow the letters, what the letters tell you to do. So you need to make sure your address is accurate and it's latest. Okay, so lastly, and there are two organizations, and one is Safe Road Alberta, that's mainly dealing with reviews for the impaired driving, and also the auto seizure. And so if you want to appeal reviews, and you can contact them. And beside that, then there's a register reconsideration process, and this is dealing with a lot of reviews. It's like the ignition interlock program exemption, a driver conduct, a safety fitness certificate, etc. So for this, and if you want appeal, and you can write a review for that to them. Okay, there is a lot of content in this chapter, and please read the guidebook, and do your own notes and homework. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.